The top stories: higher education institutions urged to conduct extensive research to expedite development in Ethiopia. And the Chinese ambassador calls on investors to engage in Ethiopia's manufacturing sector. Greetings, TV viewers, ladies and gentlemen. This is ETV News with the news. I'm Shifara Olako. Now, the Addis Ababa University has kicked off celebrating its annual Research and Book Fairs Week with the main theme of fostering socio-economic development at the core of innovation and entrepreneurship. High-ranking government officials stated during the event that higher education institutions must conduct substantial research, stepping up their efforts in the fields of technology and innovation. Kasaun Chane has more on that.
The Addis Ababa University has organized a 4-day consultative meeting and a presence of members of the university community, high government officials including Finance Minister Ahmed Shide, Planning and Development Minister Fuzum Asafa, and Minister of Innovation and Technology Belata Molla, as well as invited dignitaries. On top of that, the university is commemorating its annual Research and Book Fairs Week under its motto, fostering socio-economic development at the core of innovation and entrepreneurship. It was stated that numerous study findings and breakthroughs in technology would be showcased during a week. At the event's opening ceremony, Ahmed Shide, the Minister of Finance, and Belata Molla, the Minister of Innovation and Technology, said that Ethiopia is experiencing continuous economic growth as a result of domestic economic reforms and that increasing efforts in the area of technology and innovation in this digital space are crucial.
The government of Ethiopia has implemented several reforms to lay a foundation for durable and sustainable development in the country. Following the conclusion of Homegrown Economic Reform 1, the government is now finalizing the second generation of Homegrown Economic Reform 2, which aims at sustaining development, rehabilitating the reconstruction of the economy which has been impacted by the conflict, and also advancing private sector-led growth, while also correcting the macroeconomic imbalances, particularly addressing the issue of inflation, forex challenges, and the issue of employment creation is fundamental as part of the new Homegrown Economic Reform agenda.
It is often mistakenly suggested that innovation by entrepreneurs is less important for growth in low-income developing countries than in more advanced countries. But the economic growth of a country, in reality, not only depends on the natural resources, but also on the effective use of those resources, that is entrepreneurship. Therefore, for developing countries, innovation does not only refer to development of a new product or new process or the use of new technologies, but also refer to the capacity to creatively absorb mature technologies.
Both the President of Addis Ababa University, Dasa Waldahana, and the Minister of Planning and Development, Fuzum Asafa, stated that higher education institutions should contribute to the effort to address the challenges facing a country by acquiring extensive experience to boost the nation's economy.
As we all know, research is the backbone of progress. Through rigorous inquiry, critical thinking, and experimentation, we uncover new insights, challenge existing paradigms, and push the boundaries of our understanding. In Ethiopia, a country where resources are scarce, research plays a crucial role in finding solutions to complex problems. It is through research and development that we can address pressing issues such as poverty, healthcare, education, climate change, and sustainable development.
This theme is very important and timely as our country has passed through several crises which has affected the economic and social issues of the community. Today, we will have a panel discussion in 3 main themes as at this hall, which brings all together where each college and institute will celebrate the same until 17th May, and we will reconvene again for closing where we will award best oral and poster presenters and other categories as necessary. The research book is not only research, but we will also have a book fair for 1 full week, a job fair where students and employers meet, and technology and innovators fair where innovative ideas and products will be displayed and student competition will be held.
It was mentioned that the Addis Ababa University is currently getting ready to become autonomous, which is firmly thought to strengthen its crucial actions in reference to resolve the socio-economic difficulties of the nation.
Now, the Ministry of Agriculture says implementing smart agriculture as well as solving financial constraints is critical to enhancing agricultural productivity in a bid to control the threat of poverty. Diplomatic communities and development partners have paid a visit to the agriculture exhibition organized by the Ministry and Agricultural Transformation Agency. Haptama Shagri reports.
Ethiopia is adopting an agricultural development-led industrialization strategy to curb poverty and backwardness across the country. Thus, the agri-sector is one of the major key sectors that contributes a huge share in the nation's economy. Diplomatic communities and development partners who are residing in Addis Ababa have paid a visit to the agriculture exhibition that organized by the Ministry of Agriculture. Briefing journalists, Minister of Agriculture Girma Mente said the government of Ethiopia is prioritizing activities to enhance agricultural productivity.
The whole objective of this exhibition is to showcase the trajectory of our agricultural transformation from where we are to show where we are today and of course where we are heading to.
According to Amente, solving financial limitations in the agri-sector is fundamental to register further achievements.
We're talking about agricultural finance or rural finance for a long period of time in Ethiopia. Without finance, we cannot modernize agriculture. Without finance, we cannot transform agriculture.
Diplomatic communities and development partners for their part appreciated Ethiopia's achievement in the agri-sector.
As a member of the diplomatic community in Addis, we have been invited today this great agriculture area in Ethiopia under chairmanship of the Minister of Agriculture. So we have been realized that I think the agriculture area has been a great progress.
I am actually observed and it was very much interested Sri Lanka also agricultural country, and we had a very good interaction with the Minister of Agriculture. And also we visited many of the agricultural stalls, and we noted that there is a potentials that we can learn from each other and we can collaborate each other to advance our economies through agriculture.
Maura Chitma, who is representative of IFAD for his part, said IFAD is committed to extend its support that the developing economies in Africa to invest more on technology to boost the agri-sector.
And I think there is need to develop homegrown technologies. We need to develop, starting from a very early age, promote STEM, science, technology, engineering, and maths at an early stage in school. We need to build to make sure that people from these countries that are importing technologies are able to produce technologies for themselves, technologies that are specific to their conditions, and also learn from the technologies that are coming from abroad. So this mix of technologies is fundamental for us to improve production and productivity.
The Ministry of Agriculture and Agricultural Transformation Agency are opening the Agriculture Expo to promote as well as to attract anchor investors to do business in the agri-sector.
The Ethiopian peacekeeping forces deployed in Somalia are discharging their duties successfully and bravely. That's according to Head of Section 3, Brigadier General Basfat Fante. Ethiopian Ambassador to Somalia, Mukhtar Mohammed, military attachés of Ethiopian Embassy in Somalia, Major General Amara Gabru, and senior leaders visited the Ethiopian peacekeeping force in Somalia. Ambassador Mukhtar Mohammed said that the contribution of the Ethiopian peacekeeping forces in fighting the Al-Shabaab group, and especially in the fight against terrorism, is significant. The ambassador said that the peacekeeping forces' contribution to the people and government of Somalia is commendable and called on them to continue working with the security force and the stakeholders to carry out their continental mission bravely.
The Lower Omo Valley is an ancient land where people continue to live in contact with nature and far from modernity, where light and darkness dictate the pace of life.
I think the
people of Omo Valley, they are untouched people and they have strong norms to keep their own culture, customs, whatever the norms. That's the way I think, even I'm worrying about even to maybe tourism getting to spoil them.
Loro venendo in contatto con noi.
In big towns now, it's global. Everybody has information through Facebook, through internet, so they are dreaming, their mind is everywhere. But here, wake up in the morning, taking coffee, walking with a goat to the field, coming back here, it's very easy.
The Lower Omo Valley may seem like a faraway land, but there's much to be learned from its inhabitants. We can't but admire their resilience, sense of community, and profound respect for nature. The Kara, Dasanit, Hamer, Arbore, Mursi, and all the other Omo tribes haven't lost their deep connection to what is real, what is tangible on this planet.
Welcome back. Now, the Ministry of Health has indicated that it is shouldering share in prevention efforts and expansion of screening of breast and cervical cancers. This came at the 9th annual meeting opening ceremony of the Network for Oncology Research in Africa and launching ceremony of the African Cancer Registry Network in the capital Addis Ababa yesterday. Tigster Nisa has attended the event.
The Network for Oncology Research in Africa is sponsored by Germany Ministry of Research and Education through GIZ, which is hosted by the Addis Ababa University School of Public Health. The NORA Consortium is committed to establish evidence-based cancer screening and treatment pathways applicable to sub-Saharan Africa, with primary focus on breast and cervical cancer, so as to generate policy recommendations for effective cancer control strategies. As clear evidences about the non-communicable diseases help identify interventions, Dr. Leah Kabede, Minister of Health, addresses the participants, underscoring that such kind of networks helps in a great deal.
These kinds of networks, I believe, will help to grow the African cancer surveillance to be really stronger, and the African Cancer Registry network with long-term objectives of supporting health systems and establishing research platforms seeks to increase the effectiveness of cancer monitoring in sub-Saharan Africa by offering expert appraisal of present issues and technical assistance in overcoming identified challenges based on clear evidence, as we need these kinds of clear evidences to guide our interventions.
Leah further reiterated that the ministry is also playing its share in prevention efforts and expanding screening.
But as was mentioned earlier, it's not only about treatment, but also the prevention efforts and expanding screening, particularly with focus on cervical cancer. We have been expanding screening efforts with VIA in more than close to 1,200 facilities, primarily in those primary care facilities, and also the introduction of HPV vaccine since 2018 that has been happening in our country to avert cervical cancer.
Dr. Andualim Denneke, CEO of Addis Ababa University Health Science College, for his part stressed that despite multiple challenges, the Health College is trying level-based and delivering clinical services, training professionals, and also doing research on cancer.
Despite this, the College of Health Sciences, Addis Ababa University, is trying to work on its share on cancer. We are delivering clinical services, training professionals, and doing some research. In addition, we are developing strong partnership and collaborations.
Addressing participants, African also showed interest in working in partnership with NORA in terms of cancer registry system.
We very much appreciate this effort and really want to collaborate as much as practical and possible with NORA in terms of strengthening this cancer registry system, which is a very important aspect of surveillance system for non-communicable diseases and cancers in particular. I think so far in the evidence that we are gathering in terms of surveillance systems in Africa, it's becoming so evident that most of the countries in Africa don't actually have established surveillance systems, especially for non-communicable disease.
Addis Ababa University, together with Martin Luther University, Germany, the official coordinators of the NORA Consortium, which in addition includes other African partner institutions.
Now, the formerly popular vocalist who later performed evangelical music, Hirut Bekkala, was laid to rest at the age of 80. She was well known for her timeless music, and many Ethiopians liked her songs. She has enthralled fans with magnificent musical works from the late 1950s to the early 1990s, and is recognized for working most recently as a singer or minister. Hirut, a singer known for her work of Life is Like Clay and other lovely songs, died on May 12 while seeking medical attention for her sickness, both domestically and overseas. She was the great-grandmother of 7 children, the grandmother of 10, and the mother of 7. And now in business, the Chinese ambassador to Ethiopia has recommended the Chinese business people should invest in Ethiopia's rewarding manufacturing sector. Talking to the ENA, the ambassador underscored that Ethiopia's huge youth population is a great potential for rewarding investment in manufacturing industries. Shagai Mata has more on that from the Ethiopian News Agency.
China's ambassador to Ethiopia, Zhao Zhuan, said Ethiopia has great potential for Chinese investors to engage in the rewarding manufacturing sector. The ambassador told Ethiopian News Agency that Ethiopia has great potential in the industry and agriculture, particularly the manufacturing sector, as it is favorable and rewarding for Chinese investors.
I think the industrialization is a path to modernization. So in the manufacturing sector, I will encourage more Chinese companies to come here to do more work with our Ethiopia friends. I think this is a great potential.
According to him, the general Chinese investment in Ethiopia is increasing from time to time. He pointed out that China has recently allowed zero-tariff entry of several thousands of Ethiopian products to its market. The political, economic and people-to-people relationships are growing and expanding under the current leaderships of the two countries, according to the ambassador, and the relationship and ties in every area of cooperation will improve better in the future.
The Ethiopian Airlines is set to host the 2023 Focus Africa Conference in Addis Ababa in June, the International Air Transport Association IATA announced. IATA's official press release indicated that the conference will delve into 6 priorities under IATA's Focus Africa initiative to strengthen the aviation's contribution to the continent's economic and social development and improve connectivity, safety and reliability for passengers and shippers. Speaking ahead of the conference, Masfin stated that Ethiopia is delighted to host IATA's Focus Africa Conference and welcome the aviation industry to Addis Ababa.